And here we are. Hmm. Yes. Lagos, it is 6 minutes gone for 7. You are tuned into the Drive Time discussion here on Smooth 98.1. My name is Joy Oreye. Drive Time discussion is conversations where you and I get to talk on several topics, engage, have fun, you know, even on those sacred topics that you find a bit off limits. Well, we don't mind to break tables if we have to, but it is also always important to, shed light, make people understand what this conversations and why they are important. Hence why we're having a conversation today along those lines. Well, sometimes you get to imagine that when it comes to conversations on intimacy, there's always this skirting around it, like, how do I even start the conversation? Is it even something I want to have? Will my partner listen in? And then questions you begin to ask yourself. So today on Drive Time Discussion, we'll be talking about intimacy without any pressure. That's the pattern that we'll be talking about, we'll be focusing on, looking at how we can be confident about it, the connection. Valentine's tomorrow, right? It's important to talk about the connection. And even after the I do's, motherhood can set in, there's so much that happens where life stages are concerned. And to talk on this conversation, to have a conversation with me and you, Lagos, I have the one and only sex evangelist. Yes, that is what she is. I have with me Dr. Vera Chikezie-Oke. Good evening. Glad to have you in the studio with me.
Good evening. Hi, Joy. Glad to be here.
Well, Lagos, don't forget, this conversation is not just.
Yeah. Hi, Lagos.
It's not just. I'm sure you have questions. Some of them that you dread to ask. If you want to be anonymous, so I would let you be anonymous. It's fine. You want to share your thoughts? I'd love to hear your questions, your opinions, how things can change. And yes, I have my guest with me as well. So she's going to be enlightening us on what it is we need to know. We need to be skirting around certain conversations. In case you were ever wondering, is this conversation that I want to? Are you sure I'm in the right place? Because you're in the right place, you're in the right space. So, to be a part of the conversation tonight, you get to call the studio line. Oh, yes, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Even if you want to be anonymous, I wouldn't mind. We can call in. The studio line is 0700 2255 91. 0700 2255 91. That is the studio line to call in. I think we'd love to share your thoughts via WhatsApp. That's fine. That way you can send a voice note, you can send a text message, you can send you can even call. Yes, you can call. So the trifecta. Absolute amazing time to have that conversation with you. In case you're wondering how to call, 0911 999 0981. Did I take that too fast? I'll stop. 0911 999 0981. That is the WhatsApp number to ask your questions. And hey, talking about my guest. Well, first off, by the way, it's also the name, at least the whole, let me know if we get ahead of myself. We'll get to that part, indeed. But let me start off with this. Why do so many adults feel confused or insecure about sex and intimacy?
Okay. We were told not to have sex. Yeah. And then all of a sudden,
it's only meant for when you've crossed that threshold of marriage.
Yeah. So when we now get married, there's just this expectation that we're supposed to be having sex.
Okay.
So nobody bridges the gap between don't and do. You know, when you have a child and you say, don't touch this fan.
Oh, obviously they're not going to touch it because you've given that instruction.
Now, don't touch this fan, it will cut you. You will see blood. You've instilled fear in that person, that child. It becomes a dreaded thing to do. Right. When the child eventually is told, go and turn on the fan.
You say what?
You said I should not touch it now. How all of a sudden am I supposed to turn it on? So that's really where the problem is. It's being taught, or we're being trained in a place of fear. So we don't own it. So we don't know what to do, how to do, where to do, when to do. So when you approach something from a position of fear, you ruin it.
Right.
Sometimes out of curiosity, you pull it all apart and try to fix it back, there are cracks. So the issue here is that the reason why a lot of people are not able to talk about it is because we were told not to do it. We were told not to talk about it. I mean, growing up as an adolescent, said it was puberty if a man touched you. That's the sex education we had. If a man touches you, it's over, you're pregnant. And I did not bring shame upon my mother, you will not bring shame upon me. You see?
Not giving the right education.
Not giving the right education. And that instills fear and shame. And then where all of a sudden you have some married couples that are ashamed of actually having sex. I deal with them every day.
Okay.
Turn off the lights.
Oh.
Don't see my body.
Okay.
It's my private part. Hello, you became one. So that's really where the issues are. So sex education has been taught to us from a position of fear. And fear brings shame, brings guilt. So when you don't know, you have, I was telling my husband the other day, people are afraid
of the unknown.
Of the unknown. Most times they attack what they don't know rather than seeking understanding and accepting it where need be. They begin to attack it.
Interesting indeed. I already see some messages pouring in. As I would love to hear from you, Lagos. If you want to call in, like I said, if you want to be anonymous, that's fine. 0700-2255-981. That is the studio line to call in if you'd like to share your thoughts as well via WhatsApp 0911 Love to hear from you as well. And ladies, don't be shy. I know that I don't want to generalize, but most of the time it will feel like the female gender is usually the one who's restricted from finding out certain things, and then by the time they blossom more or less and getting to that stage where they need to explore, I'm using my words, I'm using all the innuendos and all whatnot. It now becomes a thing of fear and they're unsure. And that brings me to a movie I saw most recently. No, that was last year, late December period. So before Playboy came into the scene, there was was it Playboy? There was Play Men or something of that nature, and he spoke about how a woman was the one who decided to break that jinx and was like, okay, what we're showing women, how about showing men?
Okay.
And he also brought conversations, touched on conversations, also had to ask anonymously women what it was they understood. And she said he broke her magazine, which she thought was just going to be a one-off, now became a series and it became full-fledged publication. It just helped her break free to understand what sex was and how people saw it. But here you are, and yes, talking about the term sex evangelist, I'd like you to help break that? How did that come about? I'm sure it didn't just happen overnight for you to want to evangelize about this thing that is seen to be sacred. Please, what is third? Well, people might think you're a preacher of love and not a preacher of war, but just hearing sex and you're like, oh, she's a preacher of sex.
Yeah, I'm a preacher of sex.
What does that even mean? How is that even also different from sex coach? Because I think certain people mix that up.
Okay, now, short.
Yes.
Right. I'm a sex coach.
Right.
I'm a sex counselor.
Good.
I'm a relationship and marriage coach.
Okay.
Now, in all of this, I am called to preach the gospel of good sex the way the Creator intended it to be. Now, in Ephesians 4:11, it says, to some pastors,
okay,
to some preachers, to some teachers, to some evangelists.
So that's
see that evangelist.
Okay.
That evangelist, gang. Yeah. So it doesn't limit me to sitting at a place and just waiting for them to come to me. I'm going out there. It's called spreading the good news of good sex, the way the Creator intended it.
Right.
Because what we see today is the perverted version of what sex is. When you see, as a married person, when you see sex as dirty, you don't want to touch it.
Okay.
But when you see sex as a gift my father gave to me when I got married,
right,
you would want to explore it. You would want to enjoy it. You want to appreciate it. You want to bloom it. You see, the way you would treat a gift,
you will treasure it.
You would treasure it. So you see, the mindsets are different.
So it's helping them understand.
Helping them understand, where did this thing first come from?
Right.
For this cursed shy man leave his father and his mother, cleave to his wife, and two shall become one flesh.
One flesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
One flesh. Two doesn't become one by signing the dotted lines.
Right.
Two doesn't become one by all the fathers of faith pouring anointing oil on you. Okay. Two does not become one by dancing at the altar.
Okay.
Two become one by having sexual intercourse.
Right.
God knows this. The devil knows this. The law knows this. I mean, if you get married and you have not consummated your marriage, it's open for annulment, not divorce.
Okay.
That means that they have not, the covenant has not ensued.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lagos, we are getting enlightened this evening. You want to be a part of the conversation? Well, you can share your thoughts with me. 0700 2255 981. That is the studio line. So call in 0700 2255 981. And if you would like to send a WhatsApp message, that's very fine. 07 oh my apologies. 0911 0911 999 That is the WhatsApp number to share your thoughts on. And talking about conversation tonight, we are talking about intimacy without any pressures. How you can get your confidence back, connection and love, especially across life stages. My guest this evening with me is Dr. Vera Chikezie-Oke. She is the sex evangelist, and for anyone who's wondering how they can catch a glimpse of us on YouTube, you can go to Smooth 981 FM Lagos, and you can catch us. You can see our beautiful faces, and this is just in time for Valentine. So in case you were wondering, the knowledge that you can get here, well, that is what it is we're trying to do. Okay, now let's get talking. And okay. Someone says, can we live stream the session? I need to see the faces Oh, it's just myself and Dr. Vera, in case you're wondering. Like I said, you can go to YouTube and you can catch us there. All right, now let's get into another part of a conversation. And well, one thing I do know is that when it comes to confidence and learning, a lot of I wouldn't want to generalize, but some people are inexperienced. They don't know how to go about it. If someone wasn't properly taught about their body intimacy or especially early in life, can sexual confidence really be learned later on?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Basically, that's why I'm here. So, how it takes rewiring from what I said in the beginning.
Right.
Most times it comes from a place of shame.
Okay.
We're not properly taught. Now we need to, what's that thing called? What the thing they do to hard drives? Reset.
Okay. In a sense.
Yeah. So we have to renew the mind, right? So this is the mindset you have. Oh, it's a bad thing. It's a dirty thing. It's a this. Now we have to start putting in the right information. Yes, that's the word. Putting in the right information. It's good. It was created by God. And if He created everything He created, it's good. Right. Okay. Now it's just the clause is that it's for the confines of marriage.
Okay.
Right. So when we've been able to address that aspect, we now start, okay, so what exactly are the other issues? Sometimes it's body changes. Sometimes you're not comfortable in your own skin, trying to be somebody else, or sometimes you have watched something and you think, oh, that's the model body every man should like, or that's the model body every woman should like. And then you look at yourself in the mirror. You're not. You don't match. You're not even anywhere around what you're seeing. Right. Then your self-esteem starts dropping. Yes. So first, understanding your body, appreciating your body, being confident in your own skin. Right. Then you can now exude that confidence into every other thing you do. The way you treat your colleagues in the office. I tell people, if you don't tell me who you are, I will tell you who you're not. So if you come to the office with a lot of confidence, with a lot of, as in exuding knowledge, information, you have the right information, you have the right knowledge, you are confident, there's a way you show up. Right. Same thing. There's a way you show up in the bedroom where you have the right information and the right backing.
Okay. That actually makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, someone says the way the creator created it. Well, I will not
you want to enter there?
This is still early hours.
Early hours.
Thank you very much, Chelsea, for your question. However, it's been acknowledged. Okay. You want to be a part of the conversation, you can share your thoughts this evening. 0700 2255 981. That is the studio line to call in. WhatsApp also is another avenue for you. Not just to call in, you can send a voice note, you can send a message, you can also call if that is what you would like to do. However, let's keep it PG 13. Let me say PG 10. Thank you very much. As you corporate. but what even made you go into this path? Because it didn't happen overnight. It has to have come from something you've experienced. I won't say experienced, but you've possibly seen certain things play out. What took you on this journey? Because with that, you were able to write books about it, which we shall get into eventually. But
okay, so
what is through that?
I got married as a virgin.
Okay.
To a virgin. 4 days we had not gotten to Jerusalem.
Okay.
And as a Christian, I know that this thing God created, and He said is my gift, my wedding gift. So there should be more to it. And yes, we had premarital counseling, but when they just flip through the books, because when the counselor him or herself is also ashamed of the topic. You just yes. When you get there, just lie down there. When you finish, you say thanks, sir. You stand up. If you want to have your party, have your party. And I'm like, and I grew up. I really love News and Bones. I read Harlequin Romance. I'm the typical lover girl.
Okay.
Right.
So you already had that all the paintings of the books in your head.
Mindsets had been created.
And
that
then it wasn't being met.
it wasn't being met. And it's not automatic.
You would think that.
Yes.
Let me go to the phone line and hear what Lagos has to say. Hello, good evening. Ooh, ouch. Do call back 0700 225591. Like I said, keep it PG. But let's see. Here.
So you would think it's automatic, right? It's not automatic. So I knew that there was a gap between, like I said when I started, between don't do and now do. Right. So now that I should do, how should I do? What exactly am I doing? It's not the basic biology class. It's not even the basic anatomy class. I think we didn't even know what to put where to put what.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
Oh, so that wasn't. So whether sex education, and I'm talking about especially from parents' angle, where does that come in? How do they broach that conversation?
So there's sex education at every stage of life.
Right.
At every stage. So as a child, you're teaching the child body awareness, parts awareness. As a child develops, there's what you're supposed to say to that child. Right. When the child starts getting to puberty, when you start seeing pimples and little nipples growing, there's a conversation you need to have at that time. Okay. The problem is that parents thought, because I believe the education is beginning to get right. Yeah. Parents thought that sex education is don't put him inside you.
And that's it.
Yes. But that's not it. So if it has started at the early stage, okay, this is your breast, it's yours.
Okay.
This is your vagina. It's not your poo-poo. It's not your wee-wee. This is what it is.
Call it the body parts, what exactly they are.
What it is. They know. Right. Most times they're just coming to confirm what they've heard outside from you. They know these things. So I had a conversation with my daughter recently. And she saw sanitary towels in my face, and she was like, "What did this mean? What was it for?" And I said, "Holy Spirit, we're here.
We'll get into the stage.
Yeah, we're here. How do we start the conversation?" So I needed to find out from her first, what do you know? So I'm like, "Do you know what puberty is?" And she goes telling me the symptoms of puberty, signs of puberty, which is what they have taught them, private hairs and what. She listed everything. And I said, so what have you noticed on you? She started listing from herself. I said, okay, great. Now the next level for you now is something called menstruation. And men don't menstruate. Why? Men don't have wombs. Women have wombs. Okay. So we entered. Menstruation means the shedding of the inner lining of the womb. Basically, little language that she can understand. I said, so you see this thing? It prevents you from pouring blood everywhere. That's it. And she goes, oh, then I knew she had something. So I asked her, what did you think it was for? She said she thought it was a type of diaper. I said, hey, it's a type of diaper, but the specific type. Diaper would not stop this, but this was made specifically for this. When we get there, don't be afraid. When you see it, don't be afraid. So I told her, this is your female teacher. Let this teacher know. Or if it happens in school, so I now had to start naming trusted people for her. If it happens in school, let this female teacher know. Or let your head of school, because it's female, know. If it happens at home, you can always come to mommy. That was the end of conversation. And I just let the Holy Spirit, thank you. Because, what I do, I have kids. So I need to be careful to what information I'm passing across to them. So that they don't go to school and start saying, that's not what my mommy told me.
Oh, Lagos. We're going to take our first breather for the evening. And You can share your thoughts. I already see some messages. I will surf through them and break them easy as I can. But
PG-13.
Yes, we'll keep it PG-13 as much as we can. You can share your thoughts this evening, 0911 That is on WhatsApp. We'll send your messages there. And if you'd like to call in, 0700 Let's take our first breather for the evening. And when we get back in, there's interesting conversations and beliefs where you think, especially after a woman has crossed the threshold of marriage, childbirth comes in, there's certain things that come up that sometimes she is unaware, and also her partner is unaware of. We'll touch on that and so much more. So stay with your radio. It's really to Smooth 98.1.
It's fun time. When it's fun time, it's guys keep for trouble.
What do you Yeah, they can ask their questions.
You choose to answer the way you want to answer. If I want to answer that question. Yeah, because it's a wrong mindset that Christians only do missionary. It's a wrong mindset. I mean, why do you only open a gift one way?
How do we 8:48? How do we do that without? I'm also trying to, like I said, keep it PG-13 as much as I can. Yes, we'll answer those hard questions, but
We'll try to be safe about it. Oh yeah, maybe like people that are coming, their school is fine in Kurudu and they're coming to Lekki, and the daddy is playing in the car. It's true that daddy is playing radio in the car. Be alive. Don't ease yourself.
Another 2 minutes. You don't have to go down. So just yes. So you see the door right there? No, not. Okay. Oh my.
You got it, okay.
No,
You'll be all right.
not because I don't want. Well, no, I'll be pissing about mine.
I mean, you'll be all right in our conversation.
I'm very fun with. I'm very fun with conversations along this line. Just saying, the things people underestimate and think that they know. So
you'll be amazed. Mostly when you like to consider that. Sugar baby. You don't know that it's Nigerian and not you. I had a couple of 3 months. He had been forcing his way into the market. 3 years old. At the point I told myself, see, nothing can shock you. You could have saw different homes. Let's put that one. And then it's for 3 months. So when I show
how is it that you're struggling? I want to assume that they've gone through biology class. I want to assume that they've, in a sense, yes. But you had conversations with friends. I don't want to believe that everybody's mindset is so backward. They don't understand certain things.
they are not built here. Let me annoy you. So I have a puppet.
Yeah, so
evolver puppet. I was playing him.
there are orifices.
This is my sister. Just like really
because I can't even begin to imagine
it's not every people that see people succeed because if he had it would have damaged enough things. And again, because they can't talk, the shame of talking.
Oh yeah, they can't to think that sex conversation is a taboo.
Yeah. So they can't talk. So it was a period I had 3 sessions. So they booked and came. They're good now, they have a child. That was 2 years ago. Ah, this is as if everybody should trust me.
It's the drive time discussion right here on Smooth.
PG-13.
Couple the fact that lives have to be mindful. Because
yes.
it's quite good on because it is 37 minutes, 27 Lagos. You're tuning into the Drive Time discussion here on Smooth 98.1. My name still remains Joy Ori. And tonight's conversation is on intimacy without pressure. My guest this evening, who is weighing in on this conversation, a very heavy topic, if you do ask me, is Dr. Vera Chikezie-Oke. She is the sex evangelist, and she's evangelizing about sex. And sometimes the things that are said behind the scenes are the ones you want to get a full insight on. If you're wondering how you can get behind the scenes, well, you want to go to youtube.com/ Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can ask your questions via the WhatsApp platform, and I'd love to know what your questions are, contributions that you have as well. 0911 999 That is the WhatsApp number to share your thoughts, ask your questions as well. If you like to call, that's fine. If you want to be anonymous, that's also fine. However, if you'd like to call via the traditional studio line, it is 0700 22 55 981. Love to take a call from you, hear your thoughts, but please, thank you for keeping me PG-13. Right, and earlier on we touched on understanding oneself, trying to break through, let's just say, the first stages of actual copulations, especially where couples are concerned. Now, they've gone through the first stages. We're not just talking about puberty. They've gotten married, as is expected. There's this whole we're not curiosity again. We're not curious again. Rather, there's the after you've done this, and you're married 9 months. Well, once come and sharing the child naming and all that. It gets to that point where you're no longer curious. You already know who you are as a person, but there's this understanding that once a woman has gotten pregnant, especially the physical changes that she gets to go through, there's the mental shift. How do you help a person understand that they're not they're still them without losing a sense of how they are? Because I've seen women who've been through that, and they say sometimes they lose themselves. They don't even know if they're any attractive anymore to their spouse. So they're always asking questions. They're not unsure of themselves. I'm not saying that everybody has to be Rihanna. Oh my days, if I could be like her, I would. In pregnancy, she rocked it like it was a handbag. Even well, I would say because they are celebrities, so they make it look like it's so easy. So,
I rocked my pregnancy.
See, these are the things we're talking about. And they make it so easy. So my question is, how do they get confidence in themselves that okay, you can still be pregnant and sexy and not feel like there's something you're losing out on?
Okay, that question has two aspects: sexy physically, sexy in the room. Okay, so I'll start from sexy physically. Everything actually starts here. I always tell people it's a battle of the mind.
Right.
There's just this mindset that a pregnant woman is sick. Pregnancy is not a sickness, right? Unless you have underlying medical issues. Yes,
Right.
every pregnancy is
It's
different. I'm not trying to devalue or underrate anybody's
Experience.
issues or experience. Every pregnancy is different, but pregnancy is not supposed to be a sickness.
Right.
Right? Take your pregnancy as a superpower.
Hey.
You are incubating another woman, another human being.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a super person
to go through that.
Go through that. So it's more like you psych yourself.
Oh my word.
Right? Now it's not like our mother's days that you had to tie wrap and wear boobies. Man, their maternity pants, their leggings, their tops, their dresses. When you see a pregnant woman that is owning her journey, you yourself will be wondering, me that I'm never pregnant, so she fine person.
Oh yeah,
It
women like that.
Comes from within. It comes from within. Nobody will hype you as much as you would hype yourself. Now, on the other side, the man has a responsibility to make sure that her emotions are in check.
Okay.
He's responsible for her emotional stability.
Okay.
Nothing for me, nothing beats an emotionally available husband. There are days where she's wondering why her feet are swollen. There are days where she's wondering why she's spitting. There are days where she's wondering, why is this human being kicking me? Like, what's all this rubbish?
I just want to sleep the way I know how to sleep. I want to lie on my tummy. And then this creation that I'm about to birth is just
so she has a lot of things going on in her head.
Right.
You need somebody that would hold her hands and tell her it's okay.
I'm here.
I'm here. You're doing well. You are the sexiest pregnant woman I could ever see. I can tell her that, somebody that can tell her that I wish I could do this every year. Man, you're so hot. Yeah. So that's your reaction to what he's saying, but somewhere at the back of your mind, you're like, oh.
He really truly appreciates.
My first pregnancy, I used to just lie down in the beginning stage until I figured out that she loved sugar. So what we used to do then was I wake up to Milo on the rocks. So I'm awake, mentally awake. But you see that standing up part is where the problem is. My mind is telling me just be there. My husband will bring a glass of ice. And he will make Milo like it's custard, that thick. Then he will pour it. See, as it's pouring on the ice, it's very satisfying. So
you haven't even had a glass.
Just that, as a pregnant woman, weird things appeal to you. So when he pours it in on the ice, as the ice is melting, the beverage does not lose its taste because it was made originally thick. Once I take a sip, she leaps. Then I'm able to stand up.
Okay.
So for me, it was a big deal for me. Right? Buy me shorts, but I need you to be comfortable the way you are. Anybody that does not like you the way you are does not matter. In the grand scheme of things, let me pay bride price.
I like that.
Do you understand? So I need you. The woman needs a man that is emotionally stable, emotionally available, not a man that comes in and says, "You're pregnant, you're not sick, I'm hungry." Your mates do this thing. How many children your mother have? Your mother had 7, 8, and just one, and you are here. That alone deals with the woman's mind. she begins to see herself as a failure. She begins to see herself as not good enough. If other people could do it, why am I not able to do it? She begins to question her body. She stops appreciating the work her body is doing to bring forth this child. So it affects everything, including the bedroom.
That is a huge mindset to change. Okay, now talking about certain things, and I'll type. Let me quickly take a question here from I don't know. Can I say anonymous? I'll leave it at that.
Leave it at anonymous.
I'll leave it as anonymous. Says this kind of conversation is being hard. However, thank God for marriage. He says, Shebi, it's their mother's job to have this kind of conversations with them.
Really is a man.
Yes.
Talking now.
So he says everyone will be good because he can't imagine sitting down and having this kind of conversation with his daughters. So that's
So you
mindset.
see, parenting is not a woman's job.
Okay.
Parenting is not a woman's job.
Right.
It's called parenting. It's not mothering or fathering. It's called parenting. And we did the work that brought this child together. We are going to do the work to the end. We do it together.
Right.
It's the girl's father that teaches her self-confidence. My husband looks at our daughter every day and tells her, "You're beautiful. You are the best that could ever be. You are the best among your peers." No man can tell her less.
Because she hears that every day.
There's love at home, please.
Indeed.
So this mindset first is where the problem is. It's not the mother's job. Parenting is our job.
Okay.
We copulated to bring the child. Now the child is here. We are going to do the work of parenting this child. There's a balance. Sometimes the mother's love is too emotional. The father brings the firmness into it. Sometimes, I mean, first daughters and their dads, just boyfriend and girlfriend situation. It's okay. Yes, it's personal. I take it very personal. I don't do it, but you see, that's something I as much as I tell myself, what do you mean? Everybody knows their place, but I enjoy seeing it.
That relationship.
Seeing that relationship. She can tell her dad anything, even though the dad will still come back and tell me that she got to address it too. But yes,
go on, answer.
Yes, but he won't say it in front of her.
Right, so she can always come
from
back.
her, get the information from her. Who is looking at you? Who is saying this to you? She's 10, yeah. They're having crush, everybody, everywhere. All this rubbish thing they're watching on TV now. So he would get all the information in. He would do his work as priest of the home. Then he will now tell me that, okay, we need to start raining some sort of conversations. Let the conversation start getting in that angle.
Right.
She has started seeing it outside. So parenting is not a single person's job. We do it
Together. Oh well. Time is almost out, and but I would love to get your take, especially as we get into Valentine weekend. What is the mindset shift that you would encourage listener to adopt, especially where intimacy, love, and self-confidence is concerned?
Intimacy, sex is not intimacy.
Okay.
So that means that your body is not a Valentine's gift. Whether male or female, love is an action word.
Right.
Love is a doing word, it's a verb. That means that you show love. You don't say love. Do you understand?
Okay.
Now, get gifts. Spend time together. I mean, if you are single, make sure you're spending time in places that you don't have to explain trailer jam, tortoise, rookie share. Start explaining things that we cannot understand. Right. Yes. Make sure that you're explaining the right, you'll find yourself in compromising situations. Right. That's English I was trying to speak.
Right.
Exactly. Then show love. How does this person want to be loved? Some people's love language is quality time.
Okay.
Some people's love language is acts of service.
Right.
Some people's love language is gifts.
So you need to understand
You need to
your
understand
partner.
what your partner's love language is.
Right.
Do it. Now, as married people, ladies, don't just sit down and say, he will buy me this, he will buy. What's your plan? What's your plan? Not boxers and singlets. What's your plan? What's that thing he has been yearning for?
Right.
It comes from a place of communication and conversations and communion. You should know by now what your husband desires. You might not be able to get, because others men, their dream is to be bigger than us. Yeah. You might not be able to, but you can start laying stones. Gradually. Start laying stones. Sometimes just telling him that, I got you, I see you, I see this thing you want to do. I'm not able to do it now, but I'm here. Might be all he needs. Right. Sometimes now, this Valentine weekend, now want to put pressure on some people. Now they will go and rob back. They will see their mommy's Monday. We see their daddy's Monday. It's not about that. It's not about that. Sometimes all you need is a walk in the park.
We're not in the abroad.
And sometimes all you need is those days, right? You know that thing that your boyfriend lives in, let's say, legally, and then you live at Lekki Phase 1, for instance. Then you pull that stroll. I'm escorting you. That's true back to legally. Then you now say, okay, let me escort you back. That comes back. Oh, yeah, go there. No, don't go there. Don't go there. No, just go there. So you don't have to wait until you break it back.
Right.
Intimacy is into your spouse. See, what is that thing the spouse wants? Sometimes it might just be quiet, and sometimes I just want to be alone. I also want to get my kids out of my hair
and just give you that.
And that's at that point, that's love. Understanding at that point that what I need is to be alone.
Right.
Sometimes is coming to, I'm in a lot of, and I just want to see them making noise around me. You will bring the noise. That's love for me. Understanding what I want per time and just doing it, not making too much noise.
I see that some of our listeners, well, Lagos wants to share their thoughts, but they are skeptical of putting it out there. So, like I already said, if you don't want to share your name, it's fine. However, Dr. Vera, let's I know you have written books about the exploration into sex and helping those who do not know what this is about, how to broach the conversation, what to do, how to go about it. Where can they go to get it if they want to? And just give us in a minute or less. Just let us know the books, where we can get it, and get more information, and how we can get across to you if we need more guidance.
Okay, so this particular book, From Virgin to Sexpert, right, is my first book, even though they came out together, but this was in the incubator for 2 years. It's my first book. It's basically my story. It's how my pleasure turned on my purpose.
Okay.
Right. So trying to figure out what to do and not what. And I realized that there are a lot of single people, a lot of married couples that are experiencing these things and do not know, mostly in the Christian fold. You don't have a safe space to actually talk about.
I wouldn't just say it's only for the Christian.
I think mostly.
Yeah, I get that, because that's where you
get the shame on everything from. When I get people, I'm ashamed to talk about it, don't talk about it, So when they hear that I'm a Christian too,
it makes them more comfortable.
Make them more comfortable. My husband is a pastor.
Okay.
So, liable.
They would understand where we're coming from.
Yeah. Then the second one is called Sexy Preggy. It says discover passion, pleasure, and intimacy from pre-conception to postpartum. So how to do to conceive, how to do when you are pregnant, how to resume after baby is over here. Fun facts, people that are trying to conceive, they don't have sex.
I wonder how the child is supposed to come about.
And there's only one Jesus. Cannot have another one. There's no another immaculate conception. Cannot have another one. And even the Jesus is coming back. He's not coming back in another tummy again. So the books are available on Seller. And I'm actually having a book launch on the 21st of February to launch the 2 books. So we decided not to just launch the book, we need to impact people beyond buying the books. So we put together an event called the Intimacy Experience.
Right.
So we're going to have professionals, we're going to have couples, people come and share and teach and impact. It's happening at Orchid Hotel on the 21st of February.
Okay.
The 1st of February. You can get across to me at the Sex Evangelist on every platform.
Okay. You're not just on one place, you're everywhere.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
It's the same, the Sex Evangelist. Because somebody said, "Why are you on LinkedIn?" I said, "My brother, my sister. If your boss is cranky in the morning,
you don't know what it is that
she needed greasing that was not greased. If she knows that she needs to be greased and takes advantage of the morning woody, the day will flow better without issues in the office."
Oh my days. I can imagine certain people blushing right now. Oh goodness. Thank you so much for the insight. And I hope well, Lagos, you know where to find her. For those who are hoping to get more insight, what you want to do is search rather for the Sex Evangelist on all platforms, and you get your answers. That has been an interesting drive time discussion. It's Valentine weekend. Have fun, Lagos. I'll see you at 8 o'clock. We will set up the playlist
for Valentine weekend. You know how we do it on at the 8 o'clock hour. It's more about you, your playlist. But I will guide you into that playlist because as we wrap up on the drive time discussion, I'm going to play you something from one of my favorites, John Legend. And this one is To All the Kings and Queens Out There.